We can. I just relaxed. I'm not busy. I just took whole rest for the day.
Just relaxed. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Let's do a program for leap year. If you are going to give an input as a year, some year like 2000, a program should say whether the given year is a leap year or not. Can somebody say the logic? So first of all, yeah.
I percentile I modulus 4 is equal to 0 if
One
5%
minute.
I modulus 0.
Before that, just give me a description, like how do you say a year is a leap year? I have already written it as a comment. If you can explain it, then it's
if
fine.
it is, yes sir, if it is divisible by 4, then it's
Okay.
leap year, sir. I
Is
mean
that the
2016
only
divisible
condition?
by 4, it's a leap year.
Hello.
If a year has 366 days,
Okay. It is
then
a
it's
leap
a
year.
leap year.
Fine.
Yes.
Again, how can you check? So here I am just giving a number, like I am giving a number like 2012. So you should say whether the given year is a leap year or not. So only with the unique number, I cannot say how many number of days are there, right? So exactly the one rule you said is correct. If a number is divisible by 4, then you say it a leap year. But you just think if 1900 is a leap year or not. How can we just say like that? If you say with some or the other idea, if you are solving some aptitude problems, like you will be calculating odd years and you will just say whether it is a leap year or not. Some or the other thing, you'll be having some logics, right? Okay, I'll just explain. The first thing is a number should be divisible by 0. That is the first condition for a year to be a leap year. Here it should be exactly divisible by 4 for century years ending with zeros. The century here, let us just say I'm giving a number. If it is divisible by 4, then you can confirm that it is a leap year, but there is a small problem. What if a number is a century year? Like if it is a 1900, let us suppose 1800 is a leap year. But what about 1900? 1900 is not a leap year. So to check whether the given year is a leap year or not, we need to check 3 conditions. First thing is if it is divisible by 4 or not. In addition to that, we also need to check if the leap year, if the year which is given is perfectly divisible by 400 or not. Simple. If it is divisible by 400, then it is a leap year. We are just having 3 conditions. What we will be doing is first we will check whether it is a divisible by 4 or not. If not, it is not a leap year. If it is divisible by 4, then we check for the number if it is divisible by 100 or not. If not divisible by 100, then we just print it is not a leap year. If it is also divisible by 100, again we check for the divisibility for 400. If the number is also divisible by 400, then the given input is a leap year. This is all the condition. So these 3 conditions satisfies all set of numbers. Now if we start writing, first of all, let us take a input. Let me say year. Let me define the variable as year. No indentation allowed. I'll take dynamic input. Input. Enter a year. Next, what am I supposed to do? I just need to check the condition. If what I have mentioned, the first condition is the year which we are giving as input should be divisible by 4. This is the condition. If year modulo 4 is equal to 0, then it implies it is perfectly divisible by 4. And if we are having, if this condition is true, we need to check some other condition, like if year is divisible by 100 or not. So what if the previous if condition fails? This if condition, if this if condition fails, it means that the given year is not a leap year. We just need to print something like the given year is not a leap year. I just forgot what quotations. Simple. Or you can use placeholders or some other thing like format options to print the year also, and it is up to you. Let us, if possible, we'll just add it. So if this first condition fails, we will just print the year is not a leap year. And if first condition is true, we'll check for the second condition. If this second condition fails, the second else is for second if this also fails, we will just add the line here. We will just print the given year is not a leap year. Hope it is following indentation. So if the second if condition is also true, we will check for divisibility with 400. Then what we print, the given year is a leap year. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, let me say 2000. What is the error? I'm taking as dynamic input. I need to convert it into integer because I am performing arithmetic operation. The given year is a leap year. This is a simple program. I'll just let us run it with 1900. What is the output? Nothing. Oh, here we haven't mentioned else condition. It's unstable. Is my internet connection unstable? Is it visible or my internet connection is not stable? Hello. Can someone please respond? Chat.
Bro, your voice is not clear, bro. Your voice is breaking.
Okay, okay. Is it fine now? Or no?
No, bro. No, bro, your voice is completely breaking.
So now is it clear? Now is my now am I clear? Am I still in the meeting? Yes. Why so? I'll just stop sharing. Now is it audible to you people?
Oh, bro.
Okay.
Just we are hearing lost two words.
Now it is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear, sir.
Okay, fine. This is the leap year program. And next, this is a very simple program. You people can easily guess the solution. Write a program to check which grade the student got marks. Like I'm going to give you some marks so that you need to decide the grade of that student. Simple. Here I'll introduce something new for you people. Okay, let us write it for one student. I'll just start writing. First of all, I'm interested to take marks as input. Let me take a dynamic input only. Enter student marks. And we'll be entering some student marks. Here, what we need to do is we need to check for the condition. Again, the if condition, it is just to practice the if conditions. That's it. So you'll be clear with this concept. So suppose I have entered some mark. Let me say I have entered a negative mark. Here we are only interested with 300, 450, 550 marks. It is just assigned marks. Let us not just restrict to that assigned marks. Here what we need to check is if someone get marks above 800, then it is A grade. If they get above 400, it is B grade. If they get above 300, then it is C grade. Let us just check for that conditions and print the output. If marks is greater than 500, then I am supposed to print the student secured A grade. Simple. And just copy it for further reference. And if this condition fails, what I need to do? I need to check for another condition. Like if marks greater than 400. First it will check for 500. If that is true, if that is false, then it will check for 400 and print the student has secured B grade, and the remaining condition is for 300. Else let us say, let us just, okay, here I'll show you the differences. So this represents the student secured C grade. This is just some logic. Let us just run it. So I'll show how to make changes. I will enter 600. Then it gives me the output that the student has secured A grade. If I just run it for once again and enter 550, again it gives the same output. Let's give 450, some 440 like that. It shows that the student has secured B grade. Else, other than the values above 400 or 500, if you enter some other value, it just assigns C grade. But getting 1 mark is not C grade, right? So what we do is we will just check in some range. Else, the condition is not defined here, but let me just give that condition. If someone get marks above 300, then it means the student has secured C grade. Before checking all these conditions, what I need to do is I need to check whether the given input is positive or negative. Let me just check whether the given input is positive or negative. So you can check that condition initially only. If not, let us just check here. elif if marks is greater than 100, sorry, is greater than 0, then let us say if not greater than 0, what we need to print? Please enter valid marks. You can just check this condition initially only, but just I have kept it here. It will first check for these three values. After that, it will be checking this condition, but you can just add this condition initially. And if the entered marks are not valid, then it just prints the statement. Else, what do you finally print? You just print marks are below 300. Let us just print. Let us just say it is as a D grade. The student secured D grade or below. That's it. It's just that you are just checking some conditions and giving your output based on the given condition. If I give some negative number, even though it is 99 minus 99, then it is just a invalid marks. This is this program. So what they did is they have just assigned a static values to student A, student B, and student C, and they are interested to print the grades of these students. Just these three students they are asking, but I have just written it in a logical manner so that you can do whatever the input it is, not only for three students. You can give input for as many students as you wish. So whenever we are running this program, we can just enter only one student marks and check the output. What if we are interested to check for some n students? Here what I am interested to do is, first of all, I need to check for one student marks. Second, I need to check the same for another student, and the third one again the same for third student, something like that. So what are we supposed to do is, initially we need to add something. Oh, I just run the program. We need to follow indentation here. However, let me say I'm interested to check my marks for 5 students. So let me say I'll be giving 5 values as my input. For that, what I need to take, initially I'll define some t is equal to 5 and initialize a for loop for I in range of 5. What I am going to do, I am asking marks for 5 times. I am checking condition. What I am doing is everything I am adding into a for loop. So can someone explain how does this program work, or just shall I run it? If someone can understand, you just let me know.
It works 5 times. It runs 5 times, sir. As we give 5 inputs, it works for 5.
Yeah. So whenever you are participating in some competitions, what they do is they will be testing for multiple test cases. Let us say here my test case is 5. The number of test cases I am giving is 5. So what I need to take is, first of all, I need to take the test case value and run it for that many times. Initially, I entered 5. It gave me invalid marks. Let me say some minus value and entered. It is giving please enter valid marks. Let me say 500. What does it do? It still gives B grade, because if we are giving marks above 500 only, then it will treat it as A grade, or else it will be treated it as B grade. If you are interested to include this 500 in the A grade, then use this equality symbol. So even though you enter 500, it just gives you the value, but let us just complete this program and update those values. Let me say 100. It gives secured B grade or below. Let me say 600. It says secured A grade, and the program has terminated. Here I have entered 5 values. This program has iterated for 5 times. So whenever you need to check some multiple test cases, now here I have initially mentioned the test cases are 5, but while you are participating in some competition, they will not mention you that the test cases are 5. They might randomly give the test cases. So what you need to take, you just need to take the test cases also as input. Enter number of test cases. Simple. Now it asks for the test cases. Here you mention t rather than 5. Let me say I just want to do this program only for twice. I just want to run that program only for twice. It initially asked me to enter the number of test cases. I will enter 750. Still it is above 600, so it prints A grade and some 1000. Let me say minus 1000, and it just says please enter valid marks and the program is terminated. So this is the order you need to follow when you need to check multiple test cases. Fine. I just interested to introduce you with the test cases program. I just want to add this concept in this program. Just add it. This is how you write a program. So here just you have asked for 3 people, but we can do the same program for multiple people using this logic. And all these conditions are not required, as they just asked for 3 conditions. You can just restrict your code to 3 conditions, but based on the given question you need to proceed. It is a generalized one. Next, and this is also a simple program. Write a program to print all numbers from x to y using for loop. Take x and y as dynamic input. X and y has to be in the range 1 to 100. So it shows that x and y are included. So first what we need to take is, I need to take input value x as a input, and I am not interested to write any statement here. So because in coding competitions, they do not ask for some statement in the input. They do not expect some statement like this. Just they want to take you a input, simple. And next you take input for y. As we are manipulating with numbers, I am just converting them using typecasting function int. So the given input will be converted to int. As initially we get the input in the format of string, and I asked to use for loop. Let me say range of x. The starting index is included here. X and y both should be included. So what I need to do, y plus 1, so that y will also be included. And our task is just to print values in the given range. I'll just print I, and I'll use end. What we are just addicted of using commas or spaces. Let us use some column space. So it just prints us the values. So if I enter x as 3, y as 9, it has printed values in the range 3 to 9, where both 3 and 9 are included. This function says us both x and y should be included and should be in the range of 1 to 100. So I have used this notation. Why I am using end here is to separate them using either comma or whatever the special character it is, you can use here. Let me say if I use at the rate, the values will be separated with at the rate 6 to not 100. Let me take 15. That's fine. So all the characters are added. Let me say appended with 6, 7 with this at the rate symbol. That's it. Normally we use a space so that we can differentiate the numbers. Oh, I didn't give the input in the correct manner. Yeah, 9, 19. So it will print in the range of 9 to 19. This is the program. That's it. And here we are interested to calculate factorial. To calculate factorial, what we did, To calculate factorial, we have imported a math
Math.
module. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And we have used directly factorial keyword, which is present in the math module. But rather than using the direct math module, let us just use logic. What we know, if we have some value 5, then how we need to calculate factorial? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, right? This is how you calculate factorial, and it gives us the result 120, right? Now let us write a program for that. What we need to do is we just need to iterate a given number in a for loop. For that, let us take input some value a, int of input, and I'm not specifying any statement in the input. I'll just take some input. What does it input refers? Okay, let me just add. Enter a number to calculate factorial. Enter a number to calculate factorial. So you will be entering some input. It will be stored in the value a. Next, what we need to do is we need to perform some operation. Like we need to multiply the 5 given a with all these numbers. So what we need to do is whenever we get some a value, let me say I have given a, what I am supposed to do is I need to perform a into a minus 1 into a minus 2 into and so on up to how much? A minus of a minus of what? The last number here. If I take 5, I should just end with 5 minus 4. So let me say a minus 1. This is the condition. What we need to do is we just need to multiply in this fashion, or you can just start multiply 1 2 3 4 and so on up to a value. This is the logic you can use. You can use either the logics and just write a program. So definitely we need to use some loop to run this program. So again, we'll make use of for loop. For I in range, let me say it is a. I need to calculate some value. So here what I do is, first of all, I'll take 1. Okay, first of all I'll take 1 and multiply it with the given I value. Initially I value will be 0, so let us specify 1. If we perform a multiplication with 0, then the result will be 0. So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to do I plus 1, sorry, 1 into I. Next 2 into the second I. What we get? Again we get 2 only there. Something like this. You need to perform 1 into I, 2 into I, something like that. But whatever the operation you are doing is being updated to some value I. Initially I will be 1, next to 2, next to 3, next to 4, and next to 5 finally. So you need to store the particular factorial value in some variable. So for that, what we are doing is we are just taking a value, let me say 1. Now what I do is I keep updating this value. It is confusing. Let me rename it. Let's say B. So I'm going to calculate factorial of a given number A. To calculate the factorial of given number A, I'm using a special variable called B. Now here what I am performing is, initially I have initialized my B with 1. So what happens in the first iteration? This B is being multiplied with B into I. That means B into 1 in the first case. B into 1, again it is 1. Again in the second iteration, I becomes 2, B is already 1. 1 into 2, 2. In the third iteration, I becomes 3 and B becomes B. Already it has 2 into 3, 6. And in this fashion, it just update its value. Finally, if we print this B, it gives us some result. Let me say 5. Here, it is just iterating for 4 times only. So it just gives us the factorial value as 24, but the factorial of 5 is 120. So what happens is I will be in the first of all I value will be 1 in the first iteration. Next it becomes 2, next it becomes 3, 4 and 5, and finally when it becomes 5 the calculation performs, and next it becomes 6. This condition fails and it enters into the next line. In the next line we are just printing value something like, let us use placeholders, the factorial of given value is some value which we have got, dot format of A comma B. If we just run the program and enter 6, the value will be 720. The factorial of 6 is 720. This is how we get the output. This is just the factorial program. So to save this factorial in some other place, I am adding a extra variable called B. So the result will be stored in B. What if you just perform operation on the A itself? A is already assigned with some value 5. So what it happens is it start multiplying the values with A. 5 into 1, again 5 into 2, 10 into 3, 30, 30 into 4, 120. So that is not the correct process. What we need to do is we need to initialize some other variable and just run the program. Did I get any messages again? It is showing me your my internet connection is unstable. Is it clearly visible and audible? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Okay. It just showed me that my internet connection is not stable, so I have asked. So next is a simple and easy program. Yeah, I am just expecting code from you people for this program. It is just a 3 lines program. You need to just swap variables. Let me say I have given a value A is equal to 5 and value B is equal to 10. What I need to print is you need to print value of A to be 10 and value of B to be 5. You are just swapping the variables. That too only 2 variables. How do you write a program? Can someone? This is just a small logic, right? Nothing big in this. Haven't you ever solved such problems in any other programming languages? If you just want me to speed up the class, I can, because I can cover the other concept also. But I'm just going slow for you people to just understand. Already we are ending the meeting. It is up. I think just 4 minutes left for us. I don't know whether you people are understanding or not. I'll just take a variable A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. And here what I am interested to do is I need to just reassign these values. So what will I be doing is, first of all, I'll print value of A and B as how they are. A is equal to some value, comma, B is equal to some other value, format of A comma B. See, remember this statement. I'll be printing the same statement again, but with values changed. We can
With
observe
format
that.
B comma A, sir.
No.
It will
See,
swap.
it will swap, but that is not what we are interested in. You can use like that. That is simple step, but no, we do expect some logic. So here to swap, what we need to do is we need to take some additional variable called c is equal to a. So what I am doing is here I am storing value of 10 in a variable called c. Next, what I am doing is I am assigning my a with value b. So now a becomes 5. Next, I will assign b with already stored value c. Now c becomes, sorry, b becomes 10.
10.
Let us just print, and I am not going to change the order here also. And if I run the program, what is this? Did we use these values? Okay, capital A, capital B have used. Again error. So are the values interchanged? This is just the logic for swapping. And if you are, so this is how you write a program to swap two variables. But in interviews, what people ask is, they ask you not to use a extra variable. They will be giving you a and b and says not to use any extra variable like c. So what are you supposed to do then? We should not use any extra variable, and we should not replace this also. You just forget about replacing. That's not the logic. We should not use any extra temporary variable. So here we just call c as a temporary variable. We should not use any temporary variable, but we should swap the values. How are you doing it? It is just some idea. If you are having idea, you can, or else I'll just continue with the answer. Okay, I'll just show you how it is possible. Let us run the program in a different cell. Again, I'll take capital A is equal to 10, capital B is equal to 5. I will not use any variable, any temporary variable, but I'll swap the values. You just see how is that possible. A is equal to A plus B. See what will be the value? 15. Next, what you need to do, I think you got the logic by this time. I need to have a B value, A value. Simple. I need to assign some values to this B and A. So what happens? Let us first assign value to A. If we assign A as already 15, A is equal to A minus B. What happens? A is 15, sorry. If we initialize to B, then it becomes 10. B is equal to A minus B. It implies that A's value is 15. I have updated it here. 15 minus B value 5. Then it becomes 10. B is assigned with some value 5. Sorry, 10. And again to assign value A,